welcome. I'll call the Paulding County Board of Commissioners December the 10th regular board meeting to order. And Brian, if you bring forward that list, if you've got a cell phone on with a jazzy song, you might turn it off. See elected officials, just glad to have everyone here to help with the county's business, this pre-Christmas meeting. And I'm going to ask Commissioner Hart if he would bring us our invocation, and then we're going to have the colors posted by the Paulding County ROTC.
You know, in 1 Thessalonians 5:18, we're reminded to be thankful for all of our circumstances, that's the will of God. And just coming out of this Thanksgiving season and going into Christmas, I think we just need to keep that on mind. And I just want everybody to know I appreciate everybody up here on this board, and I appreciate all you guys that support what we do. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we do thank you for this day, and we thank you for this meeting. We thank you for what we're able to do up here. Lord, help us to represent well. Lord, help us in every decision we make to turn to you, Lord, and to just discern things out according to the will of you, Lord, and the knowledge that you provide for us. Thank you again for this day. Thank you for all these people. For it's your name we ask it, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Patriot ROTC. Appreciate it. Take action on to adopt the November 12th, 2019 work session minutes and the November 12th, 2019 board meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
Motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt by Commissioner Caker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Stover. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. There are no announcements. There are no invited guests. Bid award number 1 is action to authorize the purchase of a whole body security scanning system to Tech 84 in the amount of $149,000. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hart. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Carries 5-0. Number 2 is action to award the purchase of 2 flight pumps from Xylem in the amount of $123,619.94. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Stover. I'll second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Carries 5-0. We have no reports this afternoon from committees or departments. No one who has signed up to speak on agenda items. Under the consent agenda, there's action to approve 21 consent agenda items, and none were moved forward, so I'll entertain a motion to approve all 21.
Make a motion to approve
Motion to
all 21 of them.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Stover. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hart. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Under old business, action on the appeal of the Development Waiver Review Committee decision on application 2019-03-W, it's a request by Qualusi Vineyards and Robert C. Gilbert on approximately 40 acres for the waiver of a minimum fire flow requirements established by the Development Regulation 4.1.3.6 for agricultural operation. Property is located land lots 39 and 40, 105 and 106, District 3, Section 3, on a private road being the north side of Blossom Trail west of Farm Street at 70 Blossom Trail. Portion FKA as lot 39 in the Flower Farm subdivision. It's in Post 4. The Waiver Review Committee's decision was to deny 3-0, and then it was tabled, trying to work everything out on August the 13th, and then tabled again on November the 12th. So I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, just if I may, I believe this application, this waiver appeal has been withdrawn by the applicant. Is that correct, Commissioner Stover?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that should really not be an agenda item.
Yeah, I read that about 2 minutes before we came in here, but we will scratch that. Our clerk will take note of that and take care of it for us. So moving into new business, number 1 is action to adopt Resolution 19-36, abandoning a portion of the county road known as Coach Bobby Dodd Road, AKA County Road 26 in Post 1. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Commissioner Davis, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Caker. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Carries 5-0. New business number 2 is action to approve a water supply contract with Cobb County Marietta Water Authority for continued purchases as a non-sole source customer after beginning production for the Richland Creek Reservoir. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Stover. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Davis. Is there any discussion? Once again, I appreciate all the work and good, solid informational briefings by the Water Department on how we would make this transition. So excellent work there, Lori Ashmore and your team. So we already voted, right?
Nope.
No, we have a motion and a
Make a
second.
motion.
It's a
Okay.
motion to approve.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. New business number 3 is action to approve the transfer of $250,000 in unused owner-directed contingency from the Phase 2 finished water pipeline project, that's through Garney Construction, to the construction manager at Risk Services for the Richland Creek Reservoir Water Treatment Plant, Etowah River Pump Station, and the Reservoir Pump Station project from PC Construction. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Hart. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Stover. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Number 4 is action to authorize the chairman to sign the lease agreement with T-Mobile USA Tower LLC to extend the cell tower lease at 227 Graves Road Spur in Ackworth, Georgia. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Stover. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Davis. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Number 5 is action to adopt Resolution 19-37, conforming the issuance of Series 2019 Industrial Building Authority taxable revenue bonds not to exceed the amount of $5,530,000.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Caker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hart. And is there any discussion?
I do just want to state, just for clarity and just for the record, this is a refinancing of existing debt. This isn't the county taking on new debt that was said in the work session, but I don't want somebody watching this meeting to miss that. So this is just a refinance of existing debt.
And it was also said this morning, it's some $674,000
A lot of money.
Or savings.
Savings.
savings by refinancing. So there are a lot of ways it can be constructively used. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. Number 6 is action to authorize the chairman to enter into a development agreement with Storage Extra Pine Valley LLC in the amount of $30,000. Do I hear a motion?
Motion authorized.
Motion approved by Commissioner Hart. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Davis. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Carries 5-0. Lastly, number 7 is action to adopt Resolution 19-38, confirming executive session for the purpose of real estate and pending and potential litigation. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Commissioner Davis. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Stover. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? We'll shift over to planning and zoning items. And this comes from the November 19th meeting. First application is 2019-23 Zulu, application by Chris Cochran to rezone approximately 25.04 acres from B1 General Business and PRD Planned Residential Development to R55 Active Adult Residential for a 75-unit active adult community containing single-family dwellings. The property is located in land lots 537 and 538 in District 3 on the north side of Seven Hills Connector, east of Prescott Drive and north of Cedar Crest Boulevard in Post 4. The recommendation was the approval with a vote of 6-0 and 1 abstention. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve with the 5 stipulations.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Stover with the stipulations, and is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Caker. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. 2019-25Z, application by All Things Outdoors LLC, it's Frankie Willingham, to rezone approximately 5.56 acres from B1 General Business to B2 Highway Business for a full-service landscape company. The property is located in land lots 615, District 2, Section 3, on the northeast side of Rosedale Road, south of Depot Drive at 331 Rosedale Drive in Post 3. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve the 7 listed stipulations.
Motion approved with the stipulations by Commissioner Hart. Is there any, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Davis. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries 5-0. The 2019-26Z is application by the Blue River Development LLC, CO Joel L. Larkin, to rezone approximately 92.18 acres from R2 Suburban Residential to R2 with Sewer Suburban Residential with sewer, and it's for a 132-lot, single-family residential development. Property is located in land lots 1247, 1248, and 1273 in District 3, Section 3, on the north side of Dallas-Ackworth Highway, east of Silver Oak Drive at 3887 Dallas-Ackworth Highway in Post 4. Recommendation was approval with a vote of 6-0 and 1 abstention. All those in favor, or is there any discussion?
I know, at the planning and zoning meeting, there was some concerns of an easement. Is there a way to, either the landowner or Mr. Larkin would like to just give us an update where we stand on that easement issue? Mark?
As I had indicated, good afternoon, my name is Joel Larkin. I'm with Sands Larkin and Huff in Marietta, and I represent the applicant. We've got the adjacent property owner behind me to speak as well. As I had indicated at the planning and zoning meeting, I went out to the property, I believe it was the day before the actual planning and zoning meeting, and met this gentleman. And we walked the property and looked at it, and at that time, we began discussing where the easement was located relative to the actual driveway. Seems the driveway has meandered out of it. And for your information, when I say driveway, I mean a dirt and gravel road, essentially. And at that time, we discussed that it hadn't been fully engineered, and it was my understanding that we were going to continue to discuss that during the engineering process with a number of different possible solutions. One solution would be that during the development of the site, we may actually put his driveway, dirt road, where it belongs. And when I say where it belongs, I mean where the deeded easement is. Another solution would be leave it where it is. A third solution might be to put it in some other location. So when I left that meeting, that was my understanding as to what we were going to do. That remained my understanding when we left the planning and zoning meeting. So I'm surprised, frankly, to hear today that we're looking for some kind of resolution now, because until we engineer it, it's really not possible to resolve it. So, I mean, obviously, it's not a lot of property, and we do intend to try to resolve it during the development process.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you're in talk to resolve it. I mean, I know I would hate to know I live down a driveway that y'all could come in and block it all of a sudden. I just want to make sure y'all are in good standings and at least working things out.
Yeah, we have every intention of working it out. It's, I would expect that if we were to block it without working something out, that we'd be talking to his attorney. And we actually did talk to his attorney before we met on site. And I was expecting to make further efforts to work it out then, but he told me that he preferred to wait and work it out with his title company. So, I mean, I don't have anything further to say. I'm not able to work it out now because I don't have any more information.
Just wanted to update.
But I would expect that if we didn't work it out, then we would become adversarial where we're not now. And then at that point, someone else might get involved.
Let me jump in and apologize because I didn't get a motion. So I guess you'd want to provide that.
I'm just making discussion.
I know I jumped the gun and started with it. All right, we'll complete the discussion. I remember the same things that you did, Mr. Larkin, and help me here, Jason. If we need to add a stipulation as the Board of Commissioners to ensure that Mark doesn't lose his road or his driveway, and I don't.
I would object to you stipulating on this private matter. We have every intention to work it out, and he has, he's represented and we're represented, and I think it would be a terrible precedent for this board to try to insert itself in a matter like this. And I think you would, although I have every intention to try to work it out, and I can't believe we won't be able to, I think it would be improper to make it a stipulation that we work it out, because I don't know what that means, and I don't know how I don't know how that would play out on either side.
Well, the board certainly doesn't want him to end up not having a driveway. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, it's not whether or not, I mean, we're sitting up here trying to make decisions to protect the.
Well, I understand that, and I can't imagine a scenario where he couldn't have it or wouldn't have a driveway. I mean, I'm involved in boundary line issues and driveway issues. I've got some of my own, and You know, I don't see a scenario with my legal background where that could happen. But for you to step in and say, well, I'm not sure what that stipulation would work like, or what it would read like, but.
But we have every right to know so that we can make a good, sound decision when we can sit here and vote who we're voting for or against.
I understand that.
I think number 12 kind of really reinforces that anyway. Owner developer agrees to install a fence or natural barrier along existing easement. So if y'all decide to move it, then, you know what I mean? It's still, there's something stated in here, so.
Yeah, right
he's
now,
protected.
he's got a deeded, my understanding, he's got a deeded, specifically described easement that runs down the side of the property, and right near his house, it takes a curve, for whatever reason, topo or a tree that was in the way or whatever, so.
I think it's protected.
So, one way or another, it'll be worked out, or they'll be, but you, feel free.
The original easement was put up, and the reason why it was turned, at the very end, there's a wetlands, so you cannot really put a driveway there. When we spoke to him the last time we did come to the house, we're amenable to trying to find a solution, but I do not have legal counsel. I'm trying to get the owner's title and company, or the title insurance, to help out with this issue, just because I'm sure it's going to involve a lot of money that I really don't have to spend as a result of the development coming in, so.
There is an existing easement.
Just for the record, because he said a word that I don't like hearing, he said wetlands. What he meant was there was a wet area. I don't think there's.
Any Cherokee daughters in there?
What's that?
Any Cherokee
Yeah,
daughters?
there's no blue line there or anything. So I mean, the day we were out there, the area where if he kept going straight, the way the topo is, it was muddy, and it stays wetter. It sounds like, and that may be one of the reasons why, you know, the curve was put in there. I mean, if I had to guess, my guess would be the most likely scenario would be that we would develop his driveway, you know, within the, is it 30 foot or whatever they're called upon. But at this point, that's something the engineers do. And Mr. Stover, you know that as well as anybody. The engineers may put us way away from it and we may not care. But it'll be a cost-benefit analysis, I'm sure, that they'll run as far as whether it's best to leave it where it is or put it back where the deed is, or how to deal with it.
And legally, Jason, I mean, he can't just, the developer can't just cut his driveway off.
There would certainly be issues raised if existing access is cut off. That would be an issue that would certainly exist between the two private landowners, but I know if I were advising a private client, I would say you need to be careful before you go erecting any barriers over your neighbor's existing easement. That's probably need to have a good discussion and a good resolution before you take any steps in that regard.
And I would expect our title company will encourage that as well. So, I mean, but.
Any other comments? So now, backwards, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve with the 12 stipulations.
Motion to approve with the stipulations. Commissioner Stover, is there a second?
Can I get clarification? That was the 12, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Brian. Was that the 12 written as they are? I'll second the motion.
We got a second by Commissioner Davis. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And any opposed? Carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Are we going to get to see Steve Caker on the screen? We like to keep you in hot water. Y'all missed it out of the executive session, a little short video we had of the Cakers getting ready for Christmas.
Happy.
Okay, It's conclusion of regular business. No one has signed up for non-agenda items. No requirement to go into executive session. If anybody doesn't have any further comments, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Well, let's wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year, all of our employees and citizens alike. If y'all are traveling, be safe and come home safe. And we will see you in January.
Same here.
So,
Just to be clear, employees do have to come back before January. You can leave and then come back.
all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Carries 5-0. We stand adjourned.
I move-